So with that collision system, would that be the top or one of would that be the big item or one of the most popular from the mining sector? What would you sort of say your top sort of maybe three are that deliverables?
Yeah, I think we've seen in the last couple of years a real focus and emphasis on safety, and so we've had great growth in our collision avoidance solutions. In fact, our whole Protect portfolio, which incorporates our operator alertness solution, and so those two systems in the organisations are really helping companies all around the world protect their operators, making sure people are getting home safely every night. So that's been the big growth area, I think, in the industry in general, and especially for us. The other big area is in mine planning. We want to look at how we optimize these operations, making sure that we have the right resource definition, that we're mining what we say we'd mine and all these. And so that's also been a really big growth area for us as well. And then operational technology, I think. So, fleet management, making sure that our assets are running the way that they should be running, optimizing how we're using these actual assets out there in the industry. That continues to grow as well, and really make sure that we are maximising our investment. These vehicles cost a lot of money, and so we want to make sure that we're getting the most out of them in the industry. And I think so between those three key pillars for us are really our high growth areas, and then we've got some other areas that we're looking at investing in over the next 12 to 18 months, 2 years, that will continue to grow out as well.
Do I get to ask what those are?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. So I think autonomy is a big area for us. At the start of the year, or late last year, we announced our partnership working with MinRes around the autonomous road trains and what we're looking at doing there. And that project continues to go really strongly. Now having a prototype and pilots running, and we're still on track for sort of mid next year to be running a significant number of trucks out there. And then that's also porting over into drills and other aspects as well. So really big growth area for us is automation. We also have a big focus on underground. I think part of, we hear the story with ESG as well, is how do we become more sustainable, and as we get electric vehicles and we can mine deeper, we can go further in hotter conditions, and so how do we be a part of that? So we continue to evolve those out. And then one of the probably big areas is really around our drill and blast portfolio, or Mine Measure.
Oh, okay.
And that's really looking at the whole workflow from mine to mill. How do we optimize our fragmentation? How do we optimize where we drill holes? Looking at that resource definition at a lot more granular level, into explosives use, into movement, so that we can model that and understand where our ore bodies are to kind of reduce the dilution. And so bringing all of those together, ultimately we want to reduce the amount of power consumption, the amount of effort to crush and grind the material at the back end. And so it's all about that optimization of that process.
I'm going to ask a question that, I mean, is as in your position, so you're the chief innovation officer. When in that position, how do you know what the industry is demanding, and how do you sort of pick? 'Cause I would imagine with your team, there's so many routes that you can go. How do you sort of even navigate that? I'm talking about a day-to-day basis. Well, ideas going, oh, we could do this, and going, well, yeah, but the customer's probably not ready for that, or it won't integrate. I just see it being a lot of moving parts. How do you sort of manage that?
Yeah, good question. Very good question. A lot of complexity, but I think ultimately what it comes down to is the voice of the customer. And so we get out, we do a lot of regional forums, we do engage with our clients a lot, we go to sites, we meet with executives all the way down into the guys with boots on the ground, and really understanding what are their pain points and what are their problems. And I think, from a development standpoint, we then look at the prioritization of that, understanding, where are the biggest pain points in the industry, and we try and target those areas. And trust me, we have some hits and we definitely have some misses, like as all businesses. but we just continually try and get that engagement and get that feedback from the industry to understand what that happens. And then down on a day-to-day level, yeah, 100%. Like it's there's so many great ideas that get thrown around, but unfortunately, it's about prioritization. We can only do so much. It's just like on your show, right? You can only fit so many people in an hour.
Yeah,
But at the end
we
of the
had to
day,
do that this show.
exactly. So, and there's a few different models that we look at, from the level of effort that we need to put in, the value that generates
Right.
for the industry.